Hi, I'm Ravi. In this session, we will check how to install Jenkins software on Ubuntu Linux OS. And my Ubuntu Linux OS machine will be running on AWS Cloud. So for that, we would list out the requirements. And to launch EC2 instance with Ubuntu Linux, you need a subscription. I will use my current active subscription. Then launch EC2 instance with Ubuntu Linux OS. Number 3. For Jenkins to be installed, we need JDK. So I'll use default JDK here. Number 4, download Jenkins keys and software. Install Jenkins. Access through web and install default or recommended plugins. Already have a AWS subscription. I'm connected here on this browser. So I'm connected to Hyderabad region. Go to view all services under compute category EC2. Select launch instance. Give a name to it. This name we can change later as well. And Ubuntu. Here I will select default version available, whatever latest is available here. Latest available is Ubuntu Server 24.04. I'll select that. And instance type, which is a combination of CPU memory, will take 2 virtual CPUs and 1 GB memory combination, which is referred as T3.micro. And key pair, I'll select an existing key pair, which is downloaded to my local machine. Network, I'll use default network in this region. And security group, which is virtual firewall, I have created a DevOps group here. So let me select DevOps group. And 8 GB OS drive sufficient for lab purpose. And right side, if you see, this is your configuration snapshot. Now many machines with this configuration, one machine and launch instance. Scroll down, view all instances. Now I'll be connecting to this machine from my local machine using git bash terminal. Connectivity is using SSH client. There's an example string here, copy. Go to my local machine. Wherever key is available, SSH key, go to that folder, launch git bash from the folder so that we don't have to mention location of key file once again. If we launch it from the same place where same folder where key file is available. Let me reconfirm the version we are running, cat OS release. It will display the version we are running on this machine. That's the version we are running. First step is APT is your package management tool. I'm performing OS updates. Update is action. Now, after this, I would need JDK software for Ubuntu. Let me go to a browser and check. Take Google help. Install JDK on 24.04 version. And you can see here, if you want to install any specific version, you can list out specific version, but I'll just take default JDK. Copy paste the command. It will download the software from repository and install. Once it is installed, we'll update the path with install folder location and binary file location in under etc environment file. Once installation is completed, I also need to check steps for Jenkins because it's an open source software. All commands are available here. In case if it is not handy as well, you can pick it from Jenkins location, Jenkins documentation site. You can see here for Linux, our installation is for Linux. You can see for different operating systems, you can see if it is supported. On the left hand side, you can see for these different type of OS or platforms, my requirement is to install LTS, long-term support release. So first, we'll download using wget to download key as well as update source list on this machine. So first, let me update a path Java installation location under etc folder vi. Because this file is owned by root, I would need to execute vi with sudo privileges. Environment is a file where you update your path. So first we'll update binary file location. Next, Java home. Now once path is updated, either you can log off and re-log in so that the updated can be reflected, or you can execute source etc environment. Echo $Java home. It should display location of Java, which we have installed a few minutes back. Once an environment file is updated, we can copy paste this wget command from documentation portal, copy, paste it here. It's not copied properly. Let me recopy and paste it. Now execute apt update command once so that if there's any mistakes in configuration, apt update will reread the source list and check if there's any corrections required or any errors available in the source list. No, there's no updates or no issues in the source list. Now I can execute installation command sudo apt install Jenkins just to confirm. Now to access Jenkins portal through web, I need to enable port number. Jenkins service port is 8080, which I already enable incoming traffic and where you ought to update AWS Cloud Firewall, which is security group. This is already updated. If I want to recheck, go to instances to which cloud group is associated, DevOps group. If I go to dashboard, select security groups, and you can find DevOps group here. Select that. You'll find 8080. 8080, if 8080 is not available, listed or enabled, go to inbound rules, add new TCP port, required port list here, and from where traffic is coming from anywhere. Save it. Now, how do you access portal? Once installation is completed, check if installation is completed. Installation is completed. You can check, copy through public IP address, go to new tab, access through 8080 port. There you go. First time, if you want to access Jenkins, you have to copy paste password, default password, which is listed in this directory, in this file. Go to server, sudo cat password. So that's the password, copy paste, first time access. Continue. Now it will ask, it will prompt to install Jenkins plugins. If you want to select and install plugins of required softwares, you can do that. But initially, let's go with suggested plugins. It will take few minutes to complete. While it's happening, you can browse through the directory. Default directory for Jenkins would be varlib Jenkins. Here you can see the configuration files, user details, job details, plugins, and secret key, secrets, updates, user consent. And generally, if you want to list jobs related details, go to jobs. You can see if you have executed any jobs, you will find some data here, as well as number of times. If you have executed 3 times, you will see 3 folders there under the job name. Now you can see plugins are getting installed. In case if at your organization level or project level, if you have to enable port number 808 OS level as well, this is the what you should be doing, because for connectivity we need 22. So the firewall name here on Ubuntu would be Ubuntu Linux. Firewall is UFW. And how do we enable this? First, make sure port number 22 is enabled. UFW allow 22. Sudo UFW allow 8080. Once it is done, UFW enable. Okay. In case if you are trying to use OS level firewall as well, if your OS level firewall is not required to be enabled, you don't have to execute these commands. If it is required to be enabled, execute these things. First enable 22, then your Jenkins service port, and enable firewall, and make sure it is aligned to your architecture diagrams or approved documentation. Now, first time you need to create your own Jenkins user. I'll keep username password same for now. Email, you can just keep it at localhost. Okay. That's how your login page looks like. Okay. Thank you.